for this, I'm at the beach up all.
When they see me off in traffic, they say GDO's some other
Remix, baby. Lollipop, lollipop. Breast is just like Dolly Parton.
Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
Turn down for what? Morning, nice and decent people.
Good morning.
The still angry elites. That's what you call Arsenal fans. The man them are still angry. Big up to everyone locked in. Listen, just take it back a month ago, right? What today? April 7th. So take it back to March 7th, right? All you heard from Arsenal fans, and Arsenal fans over there, we'll make the distinction of the people who were saying this shit, right? Running this narrative. And stop me if you heard this before. You remember what you man talking about? We're 6 points clear. We're in a final. FA Cup quarterfinal, we're top of the Champions League, top of the Premier League, top of the Champs, final, quarterfinal, top of the Champions League, top of Premier League, undefeated, blah, blah. You remember that? Now we fast forward a month. You see why we didn't respond to that? Because you're in a final. You're in a quarterfinal. All of a sudden, that's off the plate. That doesn't run anymore. But it's one of the things that we're using to keep him in the job. Now that he is out of a job, can we talk about it? Or now that we're out the competition, can we talk about it? Can we talk about his job? Can we talk about his performances? Now, there are predicted lineups. There are who should start, who should play here, who should do all this. At this point, I'm of the opinion that none of that shit matters, y'all. None of it. Because these men aren't gonna flip a switch to change how they play football and to do something completely different in April when they've been doing the same shit since August. They can't. Who does that? Switch up the formula in the middle. Well, not even the middle. Damn near the end of it. He should do or should be able to. But the fact of the situation is that we don't trust this bunch. We don't trust this coach to change how they do things this late in the season. So the lineups, the predicted lineups, none of it matters. So big up to bro Rashid. He has a pre-11 preview show that goes beyond the predicted lineup. But if you're a panel that only does prediction shows now and you're trying to predict what Arteta is going to do and try to tweak this, it doesn't matter what 11 he puts out there. The tactics, the blanket tactic of anti-football is ingrained in them to the point where our players are thinking about defending when we have the fucking ball. I never thought I would see that. There's an element of horseshoe football of how we play, why it's slow and lethargic. But one of the reasons, you peel back the onion and there's another layer there. And the layer is these players are so consumed with their defensive duties, even when they have the damn ball. That's why they don't know. That's why they look like they don't know how to attack. So it doesn't matter. I said on yesterday's stream, if you all remember, how does Max look so good? A 16-year-old on the pitch looks better than players damn near twice his age. Because I think Trossard is pushing 32. Right? He looks so damn good because Mikel Arteta hasn't coached it out of him yet. Don't worry, give it time. Give it time. There's silver linings in every cloud. Well, there's a patch of rain on goddamn sunny days. And even if we should get over the line with this Premier League, there is damage that's being done to this squad right now that won't reveal itself until next season. Oh, shit. Yep, I said it. Toxic and negative express. Call it what you want. But my eyes will not lie to me. And I'm seeing shit wrong with this team that even if we win the Premier League, that's of no consequence whether we win it or not. Next year, there is things happening to these players right now that will show itself next year. The only way to get rid of it is, you know what? Yeah? But we're not there yet. Man. Can't let the chat get away from me. You absolute legends. What you telling me? Big up Kwaja. Man, like JK, KJ, KJ Money. Big you up, my G. Big up the General. Outside. Big you up, my friend. Big up to the assembled. Yes, sir. Good Rican in the house. Come on, man. You know it's a treat when the players meet. Big you up. I have one of your kits on the Wi-Fi. You know what? I didn't even get to catch your waffle. I caught it, but yesterday was one of those days. If you can be so kind, Gunarican, and put timestamps in it, you know, I'll go check that out. But big you up, man. Big you up, and thank you for being here. There's Gunarican link posted by Kwaja, and big up to Brian in the house. Big up to Brian, you know. Semi-final FA Cup finalists out here, you know, still fighting for Champions League spot. Enzo suspended. It's a little bit of craziness going on over in Chelsea land, but I know Brian is holding the fort and staying firm. So big you up, my G. Anas Amanas. Big up to Monster. Quick warm up before we start. Grab some pens. Get into 4 groups. The Zen Master. Arteta, the Zen Master, with his crazy tactics. You know what I mean? Like the Zen Master was able to convince and get his message across because he was the Zen Master. Like Phil Jackson didn't win that way, right? He won and then he started doing the other shit, you know, the other stuff that he needed to motivate Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman and Luke Longley and all these men. You know what I mean? He had to keep those guys focused. Phil Jackson did. Because Mike was Mike, but those other guys who might switch off and be like, nah, Mike got us. Nah, I need you to lock in and focus because you're just as important as Mike. You're not, but I'm going to tell you that you are. Do you know what I mean? And I hit the likes on the way and all them something there. Kwaja with a quick combined 11 of Bayern and Madrid. But Neuer is injured, isn't he? I'm guessing you're thinking everyone who is fit. Trent, Rudiger, Kim Min-jae, Carreras, Joshua Kimmich, Valverde, Carl, Mbappe, Olise, Kane. Yeah, I'm not overtly mad at that. But the season that Luis Diaz is having, I would make a case for him on one wing and Olise on the other. And I'll probably have Musiala in the 10 still with Valverde next to him. But it's not a bad one. Not a bad one. But for me, Musiala is in there. You know, even post broken leg, think he is, just electric in the middle of the park. So I'll probably go with Kimmich. In my midfield, I'll probably go with Kimmich, Valverde, and Musiala. Luis Diaz, Olise, and Kane in the 9. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm rolling with, Kwaja. Mikael's birth certificate is an apology letter from the birth control manufacturer flat. Like, this man right here, he's about to go contaminate Arsenal Football Club to the highest order. Here you go, people. Big you up. Yeah, I was thinking Neuer was injured anyway. But you know how I feel about Courtois. Yeah. Courtois, Alisson, and Oblak, my top 3 goalkeepers. You know what I mean? Big up to Joins. Big up to Blacks. Anas Manas. Big up to Wi-Fi Jams, aka Mr. Jam Boy. Big him up. Big him up every time, yeah? Big up to Tone. Lunin looks good. First broke through, but don't know about now. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they go with Raya, I think Raya had a couple of mistakes in him, a couple of bozo moments that was keeping him out of the Spanish team, kind of like the bozo moment he had to get Wolves away when we were 2-0 up, or 2-1 up. He does that type of shit every now and then. That's why I think, they don't really fuck with him. But, you're a Premier League goalkeeper 3 years running, or you have the most clean sheets and all that. Raya's doing well, but I still think the top 3 goalkeepers in the world is, Courtois, Oblak, and Alisson. Even though Alisson is having a shit year, but I still respect body of work. Now, big you up to Toronto Gunner. Brother, I hope we win today. We'll get into predictions in the game in and of itself here in a minute. Big you up to LFC Monster, bigging up the assemble. Now, what do we know about Sporting Lisbon, people? Is what I'll ask. What do we know about Sporting? Yeah? Because we know about the Arsenal. That's what I was alluding to earlier when I was saying it doesn't matter at this point. At this point, you know what? I'm not advocating for anyone to boycott games, but I would understand if you, man, don't even want to watch this shit. If you just turn off your phone come 8 p.m. tonight and then turn it back on at 10:15. Check the score. We win. You're happy. We move on. You lose. You're like, fuck it. It doesn't even matter if I do an in-depth tactical analysis. 1, I didn't watch the game. And 2, it won't matter. Because the possibility exists. The real possibility exists that at the end of this game, we're saying the same shit we said after the final, after we said after Southampton, after we said after Wolves, after we said after the G-Tech Stadium game, Brentford. We could be saying the exact same thing. That's the worst performance I've ever seen. That possibility really, really exists because that's just how these men operate. Or we could start it with, ooh, shit. Where did that come from? Where was that performance in the final? We would have taken a draw in this damn game against Sporting for a win in the final. Would have still been in the tie and would have a trophy. You know what I'm saying? Big up to the assembled. Big up to Cooper. Big up to Broski. Big you up, my friend. Cooper, I just found out they canceled Memorial Day weekend. Not Memorial Day. All-American weekend for the 82nd Airborne Division. I was actually going to fly out there for the week for the festivities. But because the 82nd is deploying to the Middle East, they have canceled it. So, downer for us. But big up Cooper, my G. Yeah, man, some dappings going on. Who would you say in the squad is actually fit in the squad? Raya. David, I don't know his middle name, Raya. And Kepa. The goalkeepers are fit. Everybody else, the assembled, is carrying something. Every outfield player is picking, and that's reasonable. That's wear and tear over the course of a season, right? Normally this time of the season, somebody is carrying a knock, carrying something, right? But you play hurt. You don't play injured. You're gonna pick up a niggle here and there, but hurt versus injury, it's different. And if you know what I'm talking about, right? Little niggle on the ankle, little pain in the knee, whatever. But if you need surgery for 3 months and you out there running around high intensity football, the highest level for 3 months, this is what happens. You think you can get that ball and then you take off and your body says, no, Benjamin, you can't get there. And you look like a fool. And I know Benjamin White gets a lot of blame for that goal, but if you go look at the damn game, or if you look at the goal at the beginning of play, because normally when I talk about when a goal happens, there's usually a series of breakdown or it's individual brilliance. A series of breakdown that leads to the chance that creates the goal. And the first breakdown is no one put pressure on the damn ball. Because I don't know the player's name because it's Southampton, no disrespect. But there's the guy picked up the ball in their own 18, ran freely for about 30 yards, then passed it to his teammate who made the assist on the halfway line. No one closed him down. Then he ran freely for another 30 yards and then passes the ball. You know why I got Declan Rice in the thumbnail? And we talked about Declan Rice yesterday, what he is the best at cleaning up. He sniffs out that danger and cleans that up. No one covers more grass than Declan when he's on the pitch. When he is in his DM mode, he cleans that up. He puts pressures on. He will clean that up. No one was there to clean that up. That was the first breakdown and the second. And obviously, the Benjamin White mistake was the third that led directly to the goal. I hear it. Man owns a Sturridge Liverpool shirt. Oh, shit. Come on, Guna Rican. Sturridge is my guy, with Jamaican roots and that, but no, hell no. You know what? Sturridge even has a football camp in Portmore. I don't know if he still has it, but he started it back in the day. Like he is connected. He's a philanthropist and a charitable guy, but even that ain't enough for me to buy his kit. Shit. I don't even wear my own kits on stream. I want to. I should be here. One of the things that I said I would do is I start wearing the kits again when we start winning. And we came, within 45 minutes? And I said within 45 minutes because it was 0 at halftime at Wembley. So we were still in the game technically, even though we played shit. You know what I mean? But, bro, the knee is fine. The knee is feeling great. Unfortunately, Joins, I pulled my calf muscle. So I'm feeling a calf strain in my right leg. So the knee held up great, man. I felt good out there. I felt so good, bro. It may have been all adrenaline, but now I'm kind of limping around the house because I'm feeling something in the right calf. But big you up for that, man. Thanks for asking. To be fair, balancing balls on your head like dolphins and looking impressive. Can't wait to see it implemented in the game tonight. You know what, Monster? This is all of us have kicked ball, right? How many of you, right, have gone to the pitch, to the football field, on a ball ground, and there's a guy that's you've never seen him before, but during the warm-ups and the kickabouts, he's doing bits. He's doing all the shit. He's balancing. He's boom, boom, juggle. Calm, and you pick him. You think he is good. You think he has control, a good touch. And you pick him on the damn team. And then the game starts and you like, God damn, this motherfucker can't play. Because when you're doing your keeping ups and the wind stands still and there is no pressure, no one closing you down, and it's just calm and it's just vibes. It's just like you're in your backyard or you're in the street somewhere. There's no pressure. But as soon as kickoff, the whistle blows, the wind picks up. The wind picks up, there's pressure on, and all of a sudden, the same player that looked like a world beater during the warm-ups looked like he got 2 left feet and can't play. Happens. There are certain nuances that happens when you play football when you were coming up, and you man know what I'm talking about. Or that one guy who you see he's playing against you this week, and he is doing bits, he's doing numbers, he's chopping it up, he's splatting, he's doing step overs, he's killing it. So the next week you see him and you pick him on your team. You be like, yeah, no, I got a good outlet because this dude was cooking last week. And you pick him on your team, and my God, his shit. You're like, damn, I thought he was good. That has happened. If that's never happened to you, you haven't kicked ball. Or you haven't kicked ball for a long period of time. But yeah, the balancing and hey, brother, there's pressure in games. There ain't nobody closing you down when your heart rate is this and that, right? Big up to Cooper. Because, when we used to do our qualifications on the ranges, right? Everyone you lay there and you're calm and you're shooting and your heart rate is resting. But then you go train with the SEALs or the Delta and you see how them men qualify. They do like jumping jacks and get their heart rates up, but their heart's beating because that's what happens in a firefight. Your heart is beating real fast and there's pressure. So that's how they train and that's how they qualify. And we always challenge the guys to qualify in a nice, calm garrison environment. Come try to hit 40 out of 40. When your heart rate is doing and it works every time. Just a little military nugget there for you. Big up Cooper. My bro is in the building. I see more ops in here when we're doing bad. Monster is a certified he get a pass. But that's the name of the game, isn't it? If you look at some of our brothers in the YouTube spaces and you look at the amount of views they get during regular calm times, the views are mellow out. But when we lose, right after the game, if you go live right after an Arsenal loss, your numbers will go through the roof. And that's one of the reasons why I don't do it, because there's too many people online during the crash out, because that's what people come to see. But for me, I will only be back live later if we lose the game. And that's because I don't want the masses, the people who I talk football with every day, to question my integrity and say I'm running when we lose. So if we win the game today, I won't be here. I will be back this time tomorrow. But if we lose, I will come answer for my club's crimes against football. But it happens. It happens. Now, luckily for Monster, he doesn't play today. They play tomorrow. So, if we do our business today, or even if we get fist up, he can control and do his thing. It's part of the game. However, tomorrow, when they go to Park the Bronx, there'll be a little more calm in the air, a little more humility. But back to the task of what do we know about Sporting Lisbon, y'all? They were 7th in the league phase. Yeah. They're 2nd in La Liga. And they have scored the most goals in La Liga, Portuguese La Liga. 72. They score a lot of goals, and they have conceded the second fewest. So their defense is not trash on a linear scale based on the competition they play in that league. But we can surmise that they score a lot of goals, 72 goals all season. I think the next, was it Porto, who's leading the league, has scored like 50-something, maybe 60-something. So the Sporting Lisbon, they score goals. They scored 5 goals in the second leg must win. They're at home, and we know they're gonna have the giant tifo there. They're gonna make noise. They're gonna rattle Gyökeres. They're gonna try to get in his head. They know him more than we do. Right? He won them things. He played there for time. They got the best version of him. They have had the version of Gyökeres that we've been dying to see for the longest. Yeah. So for the first time, we will see Victor Gyökeres in an element of extreme pressure. I know there is pressure. As soon as he put on the shirt, you picked the number 14, the way you came to Arsenal, yes, there was pressure. But we will want to see him in a situation like this. And we'll see how he responds to it, because he has to start. We have no other option. Kai Havertz, no. Gabriel J, useless, no. If you're Gabby Jesus, the performance that you put in against Southampton, you understand now, if you didn't before, why even in the Everton game that we needed to win, must win, or the league title was looking shaky, that the coach, even he looked past you and went for the 16-year-old. You know what I mean? So, but big you up still. But that's what we know about Sporting Lisbon. It won't be as easy as, you know how people were going around making 4-5-0 predictions? Yeah, it was actually happening. 4-5-0 predictions in the final, talking about Man City. That's long gone. Positive, Dan. Yeah. And if you heard it before, when the crumble happens, they're starting to go for the, well, what crutch do we have to lean on? He is outperforming every manager in the Premier League because we're 9 points clear. Yeah, but we knew this was coming. This is just that the page that we're on right now is the page that we thought they would be on if this happens. And here we are. We know the playbook. We know them. We absolutely know what they are on about. Yeah. But yeah, Gyökeres did the bits for him, you know. So it's going to be mad. So what do we know about it? Yeah, we know that. We know they score a lot of goals, and they're second at the moment. We're going to lose or win squeaky and lose in the Premier League anyway. You know what? We can't even look. Now, is that something that crossed your minds? Because I don't know if it crosses Mikhail's mind. Because we can. It's not a negative thing. I'm going to be completely honest. If you're an Arsenal fan and you look at the squad, you look at the manager, and you just look at things objectively, and you forget the noise that people were talking over the summer. I mean, in October and November, and you'd be like, no, we're not favored for the Champions League, and we're probably not going to win it. Now, with that strategy, with that thought process, with that frame of mind, do you bin all the Champions League to make sure that you win at 12:30 against Bournemouth? Well, at 2:30 when the game ends. Because I can argue the Bournemouth game is actually more important than this fucking Champions League game. Shouldn't be saying that, but that's the reality of our situation. This is what we put ourselves in. Yeah. Because we play first. That's a 4:30 a.m. kickoff for me. So I'm dreading a weekend. I am dreading a weekend following going out of 2 cups in 2 weeks. Because you remember, another one of their talking points, we are going to beat Southampton off the sheer fact that we don't lose back-to-back games. Remember that? We lost the City. We're not going to lose back-to-back games, so we're going to respond. What was the response? We're still waiting for it. But I'm going to be completely honest. I don't feel great about tonight's game. I'll show my predictions here in a second, but I'm not feeling too good about it. If the players turn up tonight, I'm going to rage. Just me. Sporting gonna slap the shell off a team. They're gonna be onto us. You see how they came out and they were on to Bodo for the. I watched that game. They were down 3-0 or whatever in the first leg. They came out. They understood the assignment. Now, our defense is way better than Bodo's. Well, I don't know who is fit at the moment, right? And who's gonna start. Like I said, the prediction is completely irrelevant to me because the tactics are so bad. However, I think if we deal with their initial push, we can get something out of the game. If we deal with their initial push, because there will be an initial wave. They know they have to win this thing. They don't fancy themselves coming to the Emirates and needing to win and getting it. So if they can win this, which I feel that they're going to go for, the first 20 minutes of this game could be long for us. Who done it? Who done it? Find out who done it. Who's unliking the thing. What did I say to piss you off? Oh, that's his full name, yeah? Okay. DRM. Yeah, man. Big up to Guna SC, man. All the players from the Himalayas. Big up. Sporting run hard. Attack fast and don't sit back. They have legs. You don't control this type of team. They fight till the end. Problem. Big problem. He cannot lose this game. You know, big up to Static. Hope you're good, my G. One of my real life Arsenal mates said it best. You are the worst loss in the Champions League history tonight. Get him sacked. I hear that. Ooh, the tension around this is getting very thick, you know, because it's starting to unravel. The script isn't scripting. We're off script now. We're off the script that they were using to tell us to get off his neck. First in the Premier League, first in the Champions League. Final, quarterfinal. That's gone. The moment the draw happened, first in the league phase, all of a sudden didn't matter. Man, yeah, they have won something recently, as a more recent than us. Still, nah, man, it's all good. Oh, fit for purpose. Max. I'll say Max. I would say Saliba, Raya as well. And I think that's it. I think that's Declan. Even though I don't think he is fully fit, but I think his purpose in this team would have, and I shouldn't even be able to say this, but I do think if he played against Southampton, we win the game because both those goals came from places where he cleans up. But we shouldn't have to rely on Declan, especially when Norgard is on the pitch, because we've been calling for Norgard to play. You know what I mean? So I hear that. There's Static Instagram people. Big him up. He does do great match reactions, so make sure we're showing Broski some love. I didn't even know who Ben White was until we signed him because he wasn't on my talent ID. I know who he was, but you know what? That year when we signed him, most of the Arsenal faithful were saying if we're going to Brighton and leaving with any player for 50 million, it should have been Basuma, because we had Xhaka El Neni at the time, and we were screaming for a DM. But we went there for Ben. And Ben White, Byrne, I think Byrne was there at the time in that back line. And, you know, but Ben White was playing center back for them. And I think we were at that time, Edu and Arteta was going for the versatile jackknife type defenders, guys who can play across the back line. That's why you've seen Timber play right back. You've seen him play left back and center back. You've seen Nketiah play left center back. Calafiori, same thing. Mascara, right back, center back, the same thing. That seems to be like the profile that Arteta likes for his defenders. But the 50 million was the shocker. It wasn't the player, because he was a young English player. right? And whether it was a move to just make sure that we make our quota for English players, I'm fine, good player. But the 50 million did raise eyebrows because at that time, Arsenal was like, "Yo, we only have 150 million to spend, and we spending 50 million on a center back." Yeah. Does anyone know if Max is on the plane out to Portugal? He has to be. He's our shining light at the moment, right? Because the starting lineup is going to be Odegaard, Zubimendi, Declan Rice. Anyone's going to be shocked at that lineup? That it's going to be Madueke, Gyökeres, either Martinelli or Trossard. Either one, you add them up, we don't know what we're going to get. And I think you're going to have Calafiori at left back. It won't be Skelly. Skelly might come on after Calafiori gets caught out of position and picks up a meaningless yellow. But it's going to be Raya, Gabriel Saliba, and Benny Blanco. That's what it's going to be. Now, is that enough? Oof. It could be another star session, another star fest for Gyökeres out there doing all the running. He knows that ground. He knows that pitch. All that running, all that running. Odegaard, you have one job today. Create a clear-cut chance for your striker. Nani, you have one job today. Create a clear-cut chance for your striker. Martinelli, you too. Create a clear-cut chance for your striker. So if my attacking 10 and my two wingers create 3 clear-cut chances for my striker, we'll win this game. That is your fucking job. That's not BBK saying it. That's your job as a winger and as a creative 10. Create chances for Gyökeres because you know what? He can't do it himself. Should be fired already. In fact, they should have never got the Arsenal job in the first place. No disagreements there, Static. Sporting last 4 home games in the Champions League. They have won. Slap Bodo 5-0. Beat PSG 2-1. Club Brugge 3-0. Beat Marseille 2-1. They ain't no punks. Yeah, they finished 7th. They finished above PSG, above Real Madrid, above City. And everyone wrote them off after that first leg. Now, look at that in isolation. You're down 3-0 at home against Bodo. Right? You correct that. You do the remontada and you win 5-3, I think, right? On aggregate. Okay. That's harder to do than to get a draw at home against Arsenal. So if they can do that, claw back from 3 goals and exceed the expectations, add 5 more to it, they can get something from this game. They ain't no punks. Why didn't we sign Kyle Walker-Peters? He covers when he gets relegated because he's former Tottenham. If you're going to sign a former Tottenham player, he better be Sol Campbell's level. We only take trash from one club in London, and it's Chelsea. It's not Tottenham. Someone asked me like if there's any player in the Tottenham squad that I would take at Arsenal when they get relegated and have a fire sale. I had to think about it for a second, but I'll probably take Kudus. I don't think he is, I think he's a very good player. He can play right wing. He can even play the 10. He can even deputize out left. Really good player. Very techie baller. I like him. I think James Maddison is overrated. I don't think he's a lead. I think he's soft. I think he quit on Leicester and got him relegated. And I think he's not coming back to play any part of this Tottenham survivor story because he don't want 2 relegations to his name. But I would take Kudus. Trying to think. Solanke, no. Maybe Kulusevski. I think Kulusevski on this day is good. But, yeah, man, they can keep all the motherfuckers. They can keep Basuma, Madison, Bentancur, all of them. Xavi, they can keep all of them, man. No Saka tonight. Yeah, Saka's out, man. And this may not even be a bad thing because Bukayo is not having his best year, is it? Arteta got luck with Ben White moving to right back because remember he was bought as a center back and Arteta wanted to sell Saliba. Benjamin White has Saliba's number, y'all. Saliba were number 4 when he was here. When he played against MK Dons in that game when I was like, damn, this fucker is good. What's that preseason game in 2021 or 2020, whatever it was. I was like, who is this kid? Is a monster, so calm on the ball, imposing figure. Oh, where is he? Oh, he's going back to France on loan. What the fuck? But he wore number 4. Then we went and signed Benjamin White, and he gave him Saliba's number. But that boy went to France and was locking up Mbappe, keeping clean sheets left, right, and center. I don't even know if he was on loan to Nice, Saint Etienne, or Marseille at that point. One of them loans. He did 3 loans in France while we went into the season with Mustafi. Jesus Christ. But yeah, but Saliba came back and was so good, Benjamin White had to play because to justify his price tag, he went out right. And Saliba had to take number 12 before he took number 2 years ago and gave number 12 to Yuri Timber. We will not forget that story, AJ. We will keep it honest. No Timber and Saka on the plane. That worries me, because when Timber is on, the engine on that guy, when Timber and Declan are on the pitch, that's when our defense is at its strongest. Because Declan Rice identifies danger better than anyone and puts out the fire. Timber may not identify the danger as quickly and as astutely as a Declan Rice, but he is very good at putting out fires, blocking shots, diving in without fouling. He is that type of, he's strong like an ox, but big misses. So what does that mean, right? If we don't have if we don't have our best right back, what do we? Let's go attack in a minute. Let's win this game 2-1. Let's win it. Let's not try to get out of there with something and have to do the Leverkusen thing at home. Let's go win this thing, Mikhail. What you on about? You can't shut us all up today. We'll still have something to say, but we'll have a lot more to say if you lose the damn game. But and like Gusto, we're charting the odds to win this CL. Who the hell makes these predictions? They make more money off Arsenal fans if they put for the fifth. Yeah, and the bookies, they can't put emotion into this because emotions will make you lose money. You can't talk about Arsenal or favorites because you like them. You have to make the bets make sense. The only reason why anyone would give us a bigger chance than any one of them over there is because they're going to knock each other out. But whoever comes out of there, how do we match up with them? Because no one will put us favorites against PSG, Bayern Munich, or Real Madrid in a final. Sorry, LFC monster. I know it sounds like I'm leaving out Liverpool when I talk about that side of the bracket, but it's an uphill climb for you, man, at this point, right? And tomorrow could be long for you. Big up to Flybray. That first goal, watch from the point of Odegaard's back heel. Norgard had overcommitted and jogged back when he should have been sprinting. No excuse, but Benny Blanco was caught mismarking. Yeah, but Flybray, I honestly believe he thought he could get to that ball. He think he was the 25-year-old version Benjamin White when he went to leap, and the knee is like, nah, brother, you only got a 8-inch vertical right now. The old version of you in your prime had a 12-inch vertical, and he mistimed it. But there is no way they were able to move the ball. There was no passing. Man dribbled the ball from the halfway line to the edge of our box and made a cross. Just backing off. That's poor. A series of errors that led to the breakdown in defense. Sounds about right. Have a knee injury, go do good rehab. Knee's good, but the other unused muscles end up hurt. Yep, right out. And I played for a good 65 minutes. And in around the 60 going on 70 minutes, I started to feel my right calf. Like, oh, shit. And what I should have did was just went and sat my ass down. But I kept playing. I got home and couldn't walk, my friend. Thank God for the wife. Big up to Hendo, the weatherman. Glorious sunny and warm spring weather here in London. 75 degrees Celsius today. I know you mean 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Ain't no way in the hell you mean 75 Celsius. You'd be roasted. We had 70 degrees Celsius yesterday. Damn near what? 16 or 17, 18 degrees Celsius, around that range. I think that's what it converts to. But yeah, there ain't no way in the hell you mean Fahrenheit. I mean Celsius there, man. Whoa. You're that Arsenal scout that recommended Vieira. Vieira, If you're talking about Patrick, not Fabio. I can't imagine seeing Klopp stand on the halfway line watching the ops warm up like, have the biggest grin on his face seeing them do warm-ups like that. It's mad. But you remember right after the game, one of the questions that I asked is like, how are they going to spin this? When is the merch going to drop? What PR are they going to spin? There we have it. It was the training videos. You can't try to sell the fan base when you just got knocked out of 2 cups in 2 weeks. Don't want to spend no money on that shit. So what do? They try to warm your heart with everyone hold hands and sing kumbaya, and it's all good. That we know that there is trouble in the Arsenal camp right now. Trouble there, big trouble. I wonder how many of these players were rushed back from injury for tonight's game and will pick up a more severe injury tonight as a result. That right there is a bad boy comment. It is. This is of grave concern. And there are assistants and interns at this club who are thinking the same thing, Hendo. Do they have the gall? Do they have the unmitigated gall, the intestinal foot, the balls to go up to Mikhail and be like, brother, are you trying to kill these men or what? The international physio sent them home because they were fucked up, and now you're about to throw them in. You had the biggest squad for a reason. It's mad. AJ said, I would trade him to Brentford for the right back Coyote because he's been the best right back in the league this season. Trade who for Coyote? I think Timber has been the best right back in the league this season. Now, I don't want Coyote. You imagine if Mikhail gets his hand on Coyote, brother, we'd be doing long throws. Every throw would be a long throw. The throw could be on the halfway line, and we'd be trying to throw it into the box. Did you hear about the Australian soldier that might get life for war crimes? Nah, I haven't. Do you have a link for that? I like to read shit like that, If you got the link for that, man, you can put it in the chat. I haven't seen that. I try not to consume as much news now because it's damn near depressing. And when it's Arsenal, and then go listen to some more depressing news, it's kind of like a tough sell for me. You dig? Don't worry, you can hop on my reaction stream too because we're drawing like Picasso, painting a masterclass today in Portugal. I would have been going to this game if I still lived in Germany still. It'd be that nice little hop over from the shit German weather to that nice Portuguese sunshine. I'll be checking that out. I wonder if Northside is going to the game. Broski speaks fluent Portuguese, and he's right there. He's right next door in Spain. You know what I mean? Big up to Hendo, man. There and there. Well, I will be back. I don't want to be. I want to kick back and watch. What's today? Tuesday. Yeah, I want to kick back and watch the lethal reaction. There's no midweek mingle today because it's DJs on Wednesdays. I know Gianni. I want to kick back and watch Gianni. I'll be popping in and out of the stream because Gianni does damn marathon streams and shit. I can't do marathon streams. But I want to watch. I want to be. You know what I mean? I can't. Don't want to be back here, lad. As much as I love talking football with y'all, but I don't want to be back here, man. I want to be chill. I might even have a brew, because I am pubbing it today. Freak up, man. Arteta said that the losses in the Carabao and the FA Cup must be taken into context. Oh, the C word. Ooh, as to what they have achieved so far. Achieved. Yeah. So you see this? What exactly have Arsenal achieved? Should have been a follow-up question, but if these journalists had any hair on their back. But if you ask, what exactly have Arsenal achieved? That'd be the last question you get to ask Mikhail. When did coaches and managers get that much power to where they have frightened journalists into asking questions, legitimate questions that need to be asked for the fans of the football club that pay their salary? What exactly have Arsenal? That should have been the follow-up question. Even if that was the last question for the journalist, the next journalist, bro, you got to forego your question and ask this because you're allowed to. You ask this. Are they not allowed follow-up questions? Heaven knows what's going to happen here. It's a draw tonight or win against Bournemouth is what he'll be aiming at. He has to win. That's what I was getting at earlier when I'm asking, does he forego the Champions League and take it easy to focus on Bournemouth? Because a draw tonight doesn't kill us. A draw at home on Saturday kills us. Because then we only need one more draw. Newcastle or Fulham can draw with us. West Ham can draw with us. They drew with City. It's the West Ham draw that put us back in the driver's seat. Big up to Mavropanos, former Arsenal player with the header against Man City. Fighting for their lives. Conscious decision. So to get a draw in Portugal, you have to play for a win, no? Because we know what happens. We know what happens when he plays for a draw. Big up to the mod god. YouTube mod, hardworking mod for 66 channels and counting. And counting, people. But no one followed up. No one said, brother, stop chat fuckery. You haven't achieved anything. You've almost achieved. You've competed. You challenge it. Achievement. I swear if I pull out the thesaurus and read up achievement, he don't say anything that motherfucking Arteta has done. If Emery if Emery had won the Europa League, would have brought him all these years and money. I think if Unai stayed, I think if you give him 3 cracks at the Europa League with us, he probably would have won one of them. Because that team that he got to the final, shit, that team was not good. But he went to Napoli in that run-in, and matter of fact, I even have that kit, That's one of the kits that I want to put back on. The Iceman kit with Lacazette and Aubameyang, the purple one. Shit, man. Can't win without the opposition manager. So here we are in the Champions League semifinal. And dare I say, on the weekend, let's not pretend, right? We're having a family meeting. 34 of us in here. We're having a family meeting. Whatever the result is for us on Saturday, I'm not gonna go as far as say we're gonna be Chelsea fans on Sunday, but we're gonna be rooting for Chelsea to do something. I know there were people when Tottenham was playing City and City was up 2-0 on Tottenham. I wasn't happy. Remember the 2-0 when Tottenham came back in the game and took 2 points from City? I was happy as a pig in shit. Yep, I was happy Tottenham took 2 points off goddamn Man City. Hey, come fight me. Don't care. Be doing the same thing. Because I believe we have one more fuck up in us in the title. Now, I hope it's not against against Bournemouth. I hope the fuck up that we have in us don't come until late in the season where there is not enough time for Man City to react to it. But it's there. If anyone doesn't think we have one more fuck up in us, you're expecting a smooth sailing Arsenal from here on out. Where does that chest come from? Where does that confidence come from? It's not from the performance. Is it from the training videos? Is it from the press conference with Mikel's words of confidence talking about we're focused and stronger than we've ever been? How are you stronger without winning, without the trophies? Bournemouth will have 3 good weeks before they play Arsenal. The last team to beat them was us, Hendo. The 3-2. That was the last time they lost a game of football in the Premier League. Don't know about other comps. I don't know if there was in the FA Cup or not. Stay in bed Saturday. Don't bother getting up to watch the Dross match. See, the thing is, the fan in me won't let me sleep because I wake up around that time anyway for the past 24 years. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to watch it. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna watch the shit. Now I might need some some Ambien or some medication to help me go back to sleep, depending on the result. We are losing the Bournemouth game too, and I was saying yesterday that we don't need to lose. A draw fucks us, because then the margin of error goes from this to this. But a L. If we lose to these men, then we have to hope that Chelsea win, and then the table stays the same. Because if we only pick up 1 point against Bournemouth, and Chelsea and City go to Stamford Bridge and put belt to ass, There's no more 9 points clear. It's a 1-point lead then. Then it's a 1-point lead. They're gonna beat us at the damn. Oh God, I don't even want to look too far ahead. But it's must. If sport to make you run long and hard tonight is gonna be shattered for that Bournemouth game. You win, lose, or draw tonight versus Sporting. You know what? And is it? Fair point, LFC Monster. I was about to say, is it too much of an ask to just go there, kill off the tie in the first leg? But nah. This ain't PSV Eindhoven. Yeah. Hey, Brian, spoke to the nurse earlier. Hey, man, this is lovely. This is what I wanted to hear. No pain and a happy day. Hey, man, love this. Didn't have to put this in a super chat, my G, but we love this for you. You know what I'm saying? And you're speaking to someone who lost their mom 4 years ago, bro. So whenever I hear that mom is still here and still able to live and love, I'm here for it. Big you up, man. Big up to Brian. W's for Brian in the chat, y'all. Excuse me real quick while I get caught up. Endo says, same difference. It's balls up either way. The only thing is in Blunderman's favor that there might not be enough games for him to totally mess up the league. I ain't putting it past him to balls it up. Big you up, man. Wagwan, AFC, Boston. Semper Fi, you say, yeah? Big you up, man. But seriously though, the assembled, I do believe we have one more hiccup in us. Not gonna lie. And I hope the hiccup doesn't come until Burnley or something. Because then Man City don't have any time to react. Their reaction will come against Villa, who will be needing to do bits. You know what I mean? So remember we were talking about 9 stinking more performances or 12 stinking more performances, or the episode that I did that was called 19 more cup finals. Well, we have 12 of them have passed and we have 7 more cup finals. How will they react to it? We have our answers starting 12:30 on Saturday. Big up to the broski, Vigilante. My God. We're almost there, my G. Almost there. We'll be drinking something soon and very soon. Should have signed McAllister too, but we crocked. We had Crooked Edu handling the signing. I'm not sure I wanted this guy because now most Liverpool fans want him sold. He is the weak link in that midfield. Gravenberch can boss the midfield. We've seen. We have to give Szoboszlai his flowers this season. He has been bossing it at right back in the middle of the field on set pieces. You know what I mean? Like the only person who can chat to Declan on set pieces is Szoboszlai. You know what I mean? It's not a mistake at this point the way they're delivering the ball, whether it's on corners or free kicks. They are doing bits. Matter of fact, on the free kicks, Szoboszlai has been the best. He's been damn near unstoppable. McAllister is the weak link in that midfield. I'm not sure about him. I think he's riding that World Cup tax thing. Just like a lot of them Argentina, man, who are shit. Emi Martinez, tax. Column 1, it was clear through on goal. 1 inch here, 1 inch there. We're having a different conversation. Half fit Gabriel defense is not a good thing. I hear that shout. Here's a question. We went in for Kepa, right? So what was the question? What was the question? That answer was Madueke. Another English tax? Another English quota? Don't know. That someone thought it was a good idea. You know? Good. Chelsea thought it was a good idea. They sold it the day before final. Talk about context. You know about the context that Mikhail was talking about earlier. The context is they sold Nani Madueke to us the day before final. That's how useless they think he is. Now, he's been better than Saka this year. He has been. No cap there. Big up to Jagans. Oisa. Hope you're good, my brother. Big up, man. Big up to Wesley. I'm already dreading tonight. Is the fan, who is anyone looking forward to the game? You know, remember, just a month ago, people, it was top of the Premier League, undefeated in the Champions League, top of that, final quarterfinal. We were the best and high flying. Now, a month later, no one is looking forward to us playing in a game that we were happy to draw. Everyone was happy when we drew Southampton in the FA Cup. Well, what else that? Mansfield and Wigan and shit. Football gods were kind to us there. Football gods couldn't have been more kind in the Champions League as well. We were happy with the draw. Now we're dreading the game. How is this possible, Wesley? We know why. The PTSD, the shit performances from the Premier League that has spilled over. Remember, we had joy in the Champions League all season. We watched dead football in the league, dead football in it even spilled over to the FA Cup games and the EFL Cup games. 1-1 versus Palace. Barely got by Brighton in the EFL. But in the Champions League, we've been doing bits till the knockout started. The real Champions League run starts now. This is when the heritage teams do their thing. Luckily for us, Sporting is not one of them. Yeah. Ben's having a shocker. He can't play this many games in a row anyway. Mosquera should go right back, play Cala left center back, and play MLS. I like that shout. I like this shot, but I'm gonna reserve to the point that I was making earlier, where it doesn't matter the lineup at this point because the tactics are still the same. Where the guys are gonna be on the ball, and instead of breaking the lines, they're thinking about defending. They're gonna be thinking about what do I do if and when we lose the ball. Man, fuck all that. Play freely, play fluid, and live in the moment. Did you see how bad Mosquera was against Southampton? Mosquera saved us a goal, didn't he? So yesterday I went back and watched the extended highlights. The regular highlights was only 2 minutes long where they just showed the goals. The 6-minute clip of the extended highlights, y'all didn't tell me that Gabriel headed the ball back and then Mosquera, after the Southampton player actually rounded Kepa, had an open goal and Mosquera blocked it. Y'all didn't tell me that. You got to tell me these things, people, when I'm on stream. I couldn't watch the game. I was out doing husband things, yeah? Y'all also didn't tell me that Martinelli, even though he was shit in the game, had put one on the platter for Captain Odegaard that he kicked onto his other foot. Y'all didn't tell me this. Yeah, were y'all trying to protect my feelings and not tell me how bad we were? Because the extended highlights make me look worse than we were. Goddamn. It showed Max was trying, had a couple of shots that he need to put a little more whip on, but he's 16. That will come. But y'all didn't tell me that Captain Fantastic at 0-0 had a clear-cut chance, unmarked, on the penalty spot, and kicked the ball on his strong foot. Diagonal cutback, and he kicked it onto his other foot. And it went that way. You didn't tell me that? So if Mosquera went on to have a shocker for the rest of the game, he damn sure saved us from going 1-0 down in that instance. You know what I mean? Yes, man. More dappins. You can't have Ben White up against Trincao and their wide men. Ben White was on toast. The championship winger sit him out. You know what? I'm gonna go to the pub, and my eyes might be fixated on the Real Madrid game. If our game go pear-shaped, I'm just gonna look on the other TV screen and look for some good football. You know, your defense is in trouble when Gabe Martin is in the room. Finished. It's bad business for us. This could be like the one of those contracts that cripple a franchise, like Kobe's last deal. Before Kobe retired, he had signed like a 44 something million contract before the salary cap went to what it is now. They were paying him for what he did in the past. The soccer contract might be compensation for the medical malpractice and the gross negligent mismanagement of his minutes by the coach. They'll be like, yeah, we know you are finished. We know you are done. So here's some money. Here's 15 million. 15 million a year for 5 years, right? 75 million. You'll file $100 million lawsuit and you'll settle for 7 anyway in a medical malpractice. Yeah. Our club is in trouble when Mikhail is in the room. Had to be Fahrenheit. You would have been cooked. I'm fully expecting us to lose, Monster says. It's here or there ways you can lose and still have pride in our performance. Something that's not happening with us this season. I hear it. I hear that shot. Because, like, for example, the game last year, this very same fixture last year in the round of 16, I don't think PSG were gutted that they lost that game 1-0 because they put in the performance. Allison just had a blinder of a game. And I think that performance gave them enough confidence to go to Anfield and win. And they did. Mikel Arteta is rediscovering the team's identity. There are a few things that we have discussed internally, and hopefully, not hopefully, I'm very convinced that we're going to see them. So the thing is, I don't know what our identity is, Kwaja. I don't. Like if a fan, if a rival or someone who's just getting into football with they're asking a legit question and they ask me, what's your identity? What's the identity of your football club? What do I tell them? What's the identity of Arsenal? I would say we're difficult to beat. We don't concede a lot of goals. And then that point during a conversation where someone is waiting on you to elaborate and say more. And then I just repeat myself and say, we're difficult to beat. We don't score a lot of goals. And he's like, that's it. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing more. We're not dynamic. We're not this possession-based team. With the amount of possession we have, you think we would create more now. Where we don't score a lot of goals. We're hard to beat. And we score a lot of set pieces. That's our identity. Long throws and shit. You know what I mean? I would rather have Mascara over Benny Blanco at right back, says Kwaja. Big up to the doctor. Was plus 12 and it's negative. I swear you man get snow today. Someone from Belleville. I don't know how far Toronto is from Belleville, about an hour. Put up snow this morning, my G. Snow in April. Well, yeah. Canada doing Canada things. But it's going to be a great summer. It's going to be a great summer of World Cup football over that side, man. And I might swing on up there. I might actually drive up to Vancouver and then fly to the east side. You know what I mean? But big you up. Arteta on Timber's absence. They're having trouble and they're not ready. Let's see. Hopefully they're going to be ready for the weekend. If everything goes well, that's a massive boost. Now, here's the thing, right? Here's the point. Remember, at match week 25, 26, we're saying Timber is clearly hurt, y'all. He's fucked. Because for the first 23 games of the season, Timber was putting 8 out of 10 performances consistently for every week. For the first 23 weeks. Champions League 2 was good. And then all of a sudden, he drops a 5 or a 6, and everyone was like, what happened to Timber? And I was like, look at his minutes. He's overloaded. The performances are tailoring off. But that was match week 25. And then he continued to play. Having to come on against Mansfield in the FA Cup and shit. You know what I mean? And it's caught up to him. Like, how are we calling injuries this far out just from watching the player? It's mad. Big up to Chike. Chike say, I'm going 3-0 Sporting, and that will be 3 competition. You'll be knocked out in the course of 3 games. Also, unfortunately, my Huskies lost yesterday, and I did watch it, man. I see Michigan. When it's their time, innit? You know. But I don't think Sporting will put 3 past us. Don't remember the last time we conceded 3. But while we're there, we're on the hour mark. You know, I'm not doing a marathon stream like Broski Gianni. While we are there, I am going to show my prediction for the game, people. Now, I asked the question earlier what we know about Sporting. They're second in La Liga. They're 7th in the league phase. They score a lot of goals. They don't concede many. But Arsenal are Arsenal. They are my team. I don't feel strongly about tonight's game, but I don't think we lose it. I do think there will be room for a meltdown, and there will be silver linings in the cloud that the positive merchants are going to spin. But either way, when the fog and all that shit clears, we're going to be looking at the scoreboard, and I think it's going to be 2-2. Yeah. I don't think we win this game of football, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't want to be the get off my lawn, the negative guy. I just, there's no trust, there's no faith, there's no continuity, there is no attack. But we have Declan Rice, we have Gabriel, we can muster up a set piece. And over the course of 90 minutes of football, teams make mistakes, people switch off, and I think we get another goal, but I don't think we have enough to put these men to the sword. And I do think we draw tonight. Big up to Wahaha, Slovenian gangster. Big him up every time, twice on a Tuesday morning. Can't wait for next year till you're involved in these predictions and that, man. But let me know what you all think for the game. I don't think they score 3 on us, GK, but I don't think we win the game either, my G. Yeah, man. I didn't make my way to Portugal, unfortunately, while I was there. Made a couple of trips to Spain. The COVID robbed me of a year in Germany that I just can't get back. You know what I mean? But once the fog clears up next year, I'll definitely make my way back to Europe. And the Euros, the Euros 2028, I'm there. I'm over there. Big up to footy. Need to stop the trend out going out of trophies every 2 weeks. Got a feeling Arteta going there to scumbag a Stinkfest 0-0, and we'll come back with a loss. Yeah, I'm rolling with the 2-2, man. If Bodo can put 3 past these men, we can muster up a goal. I think our defense is better than theirs. I think their attack is better than ours. How big is the separation between defense and attack when you go team for team? I don't know. I haven't dived that deep into the analytics of it, but I do think they will give us a hell of a game. This could be. We seen Southampton out here hitting our crossbar, and creating a high XG against us. That this bunch that we're gonna see today on their ground is better than Southampton. And we started a strong team against Southampton. It does just because Declan Rice was out the side doesn't mean it was a weak side. We had enough on that pitch, just based on the money and fees paid and wages. All I'm saying is remember this scenario last season in the semifinal against PSG. No rotation for the team. None. Yeah, and I don't know if it was LFC Monster or Joins who said it earlier, but man, they're going to be doing a lot of running today. Bournemouth got fresh legs. They got guys coming back into the team. They are going to be at us Saturday morning. So it's long. This is the part of the league where we're going to suffer. So we're going to suffer, guys. We are going to feel some pain for the rest of the season. Odegaard is a Liverpool fan. Traded for McAllister, please and thanks. Is he really a Liverpool fan? Big up to Lawrence. My God, the only way we're playing Barcelona in the Champions League this season will be on FIFA 2026. Big up, Lawrence, man. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Big up to you, man. I'm looking forward to the nice game as much as a turkey looking forward to. And this is crazy, though. This is crazy because we're the favorites to win this competition, the strongest, and we're dreading going to Portugal, y'all. We're not going to the new camp, the Camp Nou. We're not going to the Bernabeu, right? We're not going to the Metropolitano. It's Sporting Lisbon, And we are dreading it because we know that there's a realistic chance that these men can put us on the cusp of being out of 3 competitions in the amount of games played. 3 competitions, 3 L's. That's the dread. That's the fear. Conceding 2 goals in each one of them. My goodness. The Bayern versus Madrid game is better to watch. Yeah, we got a shit coach. Coach mid-table tactics. He don't respect attack. What's there to look forward to? Yeah, the Madrid game, right? Because it's Arbeloa and it's company. It's not 2 world beaters of coaches, isn't it? but they do have some fantastic. They have about 25 fantastic players at their disposal. Now, what you man say for that game? You know, we can have a football conversation away from the Arsenal. Because for that game might listen. I can see that game being a 2-2, just like our game I predicted it to be. I can see that game being a 4-3 either way. Anyone in here who are betting there, what are the odds for anyone having a clean sheet in Bayern versus Madrid? Because the odds on that might be a good little bet. But for who? Because I think there will be goals in this game galore. Yeah, I'm definitely pumping it today. I'm gonna have to send Broski Rashid a message and be like, bro, I'm sorry, I can't make the prediction show. Because if I make the prediction show, the bar is gonna be full by the time I get there. Raya is due to get lobbed. I think this is in the goalkeeper, the goalkeeping coach. This must be in his pregame speech to Raya. Remember, you are 458 days without being lobbed, and that's the random number. And put that in the back of his mind. Don't you get lobbed today. Told you I was doing you a favor. You did. Facts. People are wrong. People are wrong when they say that the only thing that can stop Arsenal from winning the league is Arsenal. What can stop Arsenal from winning trophies this year is that clown of a manager. That's that. I think George just said this as well. Very eloquently said. Say it's not Arsenal versus Lisbon. It's not Arsenal versus Barcelona. It's Arsenal versus Arteta. The tactics are steep. The tariff, friends and feelings, journey to nowhere, torture ball. Yes, torture ball, set pieces, and own goals are attacking threat. Yeah, that's the identity of our club. Do we want to find that identity now? If you really want to be honest, we left our identity at fucking Highbury. There was carryover to the Emirates, and we played some beautiful football at the Emirates, but the winning, second best. 15-minute snowstorm. Damn. It's like the winter's trying to hold us, right? The winters know it's about to be a great summer, so it just won't go away. That damn groundhog. I fear this. I fear this as well. Imagine the Ben White effect spilled over the Timber, the Saka. That are three of our coldest players over the past couple of years, and have all fallen into the same boat of being overplayed and ran into the ground. Infantino must think I was born yesterday if he thinks I'm going to pay $6,500 to watch Uzbekistan and New Zealand play at SoFi Stadium in the World Cup this summer. Lawrence, I think I may have deleted it. Yeah, I think I have deleted it because I'm saving. No, I didn't. It's right the fuck here. Up here, this is what they want me to play for one game to watch Australia play the United States in Lumen Field in Seattle. 19 June, Friday, 12 p.m., 1,200. If they think I'm paying that, yeah, they can go eat a bag of baby dicks. Yep. But yeah, we went in depth of the FIFA fuckery. But yeah, I don't know what the men are on. I better see some empty seats. People better not pay those $600-500 for that shit show. Ryan says 2-1. I am worried about this team and this mentality. Lauren says, is it wrong for an Arsenal fan like myself to want us to fail this season if it means Arteta to lose his job? I won't say you're wrong. What I will say is I think the club should make a conscious decision at the end of the season. From where we were postured just a month ago, how I led the stream with, so we were comfortable saying publicly, even the negative fans like myself and Gianni or Shane and all these men were saying, we are postured to win trophies. And if we don't win at least 2 trophies from this point, it would be a failure. So a scenario exists where we can still win the Premier League, and he goes. And that scenario is growing legs as we speak, because even the positive merchants are saying this now. It's popular for them to say, and once they start saying he should go, when it's crazy statement in and of itself. But you layer that with a Premier League title, and then they are saying it. They're agreeing with it. You seen that Gooniverse guy, James? He's the most positive person that Turkish will ever share a panel with. because Turkish have had enough of them, man. That's why he left AFTV, but he brought this four-eyed monster with him. And he is saying he will hear the shout. If we limp over the line, there's a legitimate case to make for him to go, because this is the only trophy that we can win this season. We're not winning the Champions League. Now, is it wrong for me to say as an Arsenal fan myself that we're not winning the Champions League? We have no chance. I am saying it because I don't fucking believe it. So I do think even if we win the Premier League, say this shit go down a goal difference, then he has to go, man. I'm sorry. And I've always led with, when I'm talking to Dal, say, Dal, I don't agree with your position, but I understand it when you're saying that. If he limps over the line from where we were 9 points clear, with all the opportunities given to us to extend the lead, and we fucked it. The season that Manchester City are having, there is no way they should be allowed to say, if we win all our games, we can win the Premier League. That's a reflection of how poor we've been. And we shouldn't be this poor on the fourth title charge. We shouldn't be this poor $1 billion in. So no, it's not wrong. But it's the fan in me, even though I've only predicted us to win one game this season, to lose one game this season. And that was the Villa game. We actually won it. The one we won 4-1 at the Emirates. But it's hard for me to, actively root for us to lose. So even with those, I'll be like, you know what, a 2-2. AJ is saying 3-1. Sporting. Lucky to get a draw from Sporting. System not built for attackers, so we can even bag. Now a 2-2, I still think we get through in a tie on the back end at the Emirates next week. But tonight, I don't think we are good enough to go there and win. I'd be lying if I said, and most of these toxic positivity men are lying if they think we're going to go there and turn Sporting Lisbon over. I would love it. I would love a result where we go there and put belt to ass. If Arsenal lose today by 2 or more, then it's curtains for the Champions League this season. I can see Arteta setting up to play the first leg against Leverkusen. And the thing is, like I said, Hendo, I don't think we're winning the Champions League either. So, we can continue to play these, I don't want to call them meaningless games, because there is a chance, right? You get to the final, you have a chance. I hear it. But hand on heart, I don't believe that we're winning this thing. So if he is thinking that you might see a weird performance tonight when he has one eye on Bournemouth. Because part of him subconsciously thinking, I can get away with a 2-2 and still be in the tie. But a 2-2 against Bournemouth on Saturday is more damning. Because make no mistake about it, Pep and his army are going to Stamford Bridge and they're going to put belt to ass on Sunday. So a draw will really see our lead go from 9, a 3-point. It's a 3-point lead being disguised as 9. Then it would be a 7-point gap being disguised. It'd be a 1-point lead being disguised as 7. I'm actually have important things to do today than watch that rubbish. And I was watching Arsenal football games when I was fully on active duty work time, because the games comes on when work is active and I never miss one. So I damn sure can't miss them now when I'm retired. In my opinion, if Arsenal was a boxer, there would be their game would be based on their face being on guard. Yep, hoping the opposition gets tired and then hit him in the face. Yeah, hands up the whole time, bobbing and weaving. Take the game, man. Stack him now, says Dal, the legend. Owen goalless. That's part of our identity. That Timber at left back, that Timber at left back shift was so unnecessary. Ruined a world-class left back. That guy is so good when he's on, man. He is a pit bull. And the site is saying $1,200 for those seats is an amazing deal. You know what? People are going to be taking out loans, loans to finance their fuckery. Yeah? Because they can't afford this shit, bro. The average American right now is struggling to make ends meet. And you want to go pay $1,200. But here's the thing, right? Visa is one of the tier 1 sponsors of FIFA. Not just for the tournament. For the tournament, they have different sponsors and shit. But as a tier 1 sponsor, Visa is the credit card that sponsors FIFA. Visa will be sending out loan promotions and all kind of shit to get people to take out loans to go enjoy their summer. And if you're an Englishman and you could say England makes a deep run and you're here for 3.5 weeks, that hotel / Airbnb bill, if you're coming on your own dime and not spending it with someone, is steep. It's mad. The club needs to actually acknowledge the problem instead of acting like nothing is wrong. Yeah, I hear that shout. Now, there's a way to do that, right? And if Berta is doing that behind the scenes, fair play. Because even if Berta has acknowledged the problems right now, there's very little that he can do right now in April, right? On April 7th, it is what it is. You have to just ride out the storm. Guy, if we were in January still in the club, we're still playing like this. Your birthday, you'd be like, yeah, this Ethan loan ain't happening. You're going to need him in March. You're going to need him in April. And that's one thing. We'll give Berta all the praise and all the credit that he deserves for getting certain players in the squad. But at the end of the season, right, on the outbriefs, when the story of 2025, 2026 is being told, regardless of the ending, we will have to hold our sporting director accountable for the fact that we still think the Ethan thing was a bad deal, was a bad idea. Because we could actually use him today. Nothing we've done this season is convincing besides Spurs and Villa at home. Yeah. Spurs, Villa at home. In the Champions League, our Bayern Munich and the Atletico Madrid performances were good. Everyone, wobbly. We went from a quad to hope we will scrape by and win the Premier. You know what I'm saying? From treble to trouble. From quad to, we're still winning the treble to the double. Now, you notice, have we noticed this, right? Because this YouTube thing is kind of like a data collecting thing that you watch with your eyes and you just see how the narrative changes over time. You notice that when the quad talk went from Sky Sports and Boy 10 and everyone who was saying quad, you notice when the quad talk went, it went down to the treble talk, right? Cool, treble. But now, how come the treble is gone, but you're not hearing the double? Because I haven't heard it. They immediately pivoted from quad to treble. But there seems to be a pause between treble and the double. Why is that? Because they know they were chatting shit the whole time. They know it wasn't realistic. Because if you were saying quad, that means you believe we were good enough to win the Champions League. If you were saying treble, you weren't saying domestic treble. You were saying the treble. You were saying you think this squad is good enough to win the Champions League, FA Cup, Premier League. So why aren't we hearing the double talk across the fan base, especially from that side? Because they didn't fucking believe it from the beginning. It was just hot air. They were just listening. They love to hear themselves talk. Maybe a part of him is know that they subconsciously know he's going to come off the rails at some point, and the only way to get people to listen to him is to say hyperbolic shit in the name of quad, treble, because they didn't believe it. Surely if you believed it, you would be still saying the double. It's mad. Arteta is the guy in the pubs that put all his money in the slot machine and leaves as someone else is walking over and hits the jackpot on the next spin. Yep. And people are saying this for on slot right now as well, Tyson. No way we get past Barcelona. Even if we beat Sporting, something massive would have changed. We haven't seen a good game for ages. Facts. Ryan, I don't think we get by Atletico. This is not the league phase where no. Simeone over 2 legs, problems. And I'm not looking at Barcelona and thinking they're getting by Atletico easy. Like I'm going to be completely honest. If right now, if I'm making a bracket, if I'm making a Champions League bracket, I'm having a tough time with that Spanish matchup. I'm having a tough time with the Bayern Munich and Real Madrid one. I am picking PSG to beat Liverpool. They're the reigning champs, and that comes with a certain respect. And if Liverpool were the defending champs, I would respect them as such as well. Right? But I'm picking PSG in this one. I'm picking Arsenal over the 2 legs, even though I think we draw tonight. But Barcelona and Atletico, it's not as clear cut. So should we get by? Whoever comes out of the Barcelona and Atletico will be a headache. A bigger headache than Leverkusen. A bigger headache than Sporting Lisbon. You know what I mean? The coach gave up that Carabao Cup final. Gave up at the final. You think he can believe in a Champions League final? He showed you who he was, mid-table mentality. Thank you for losing. Yep. Man. See? AJ said it best. I went on a 2-minute waffle. I could have just clicked on this comment right here from AJ. Big up to the Goonie. Member for 4 months. Love my guy. Big you up. It's peak out here for our club, unfortunately. Yes, sir. When City win their game in hand, they're only 3 points with 15 available. Yeah, do we trust them? Do we trust them with 15? Now, if the fuck up comes when they're 3 points behind and it's 1 or 2 games left, it's still squeaky bum. And they will beat Palace, bro. Palace will rotate because they got to focus on that conference league. Bertha saved Ethan by sending him out on loan. I just think we were better with him in the squad than with him out of it. And it's only a matter of time before you see all the flair, everything that we love about Max will be the reasons why Arteta doesn't play him in the future. You heard it here. He's going to coach all that flair that we're seeing in Ethan. All of it. And speaking of Ethan, bam, here come the broski. But that's why he looks so good. Arteta has not coached it out of him yet. He's playing free football. He attacks spaces. That's not something you coach. He sees the space and he runs into it. He sees a defender. I'm not worried about the guy who's in front of me because I can glide past you. Where are my runners? Nunny, are you moving? I would love to see Max start tonight instead of Odegaard. That is crazy to say. He's 16. Odegaard is what, 27? Our chances of beating Sporting Lisbon are better if Max started in the 10 over our captain. Oh, shit. That's where we are as a football club. It's crazy, you know. He's on that same path. Too much flair. You carry the ball too well. I need you to pass the ball and get into a defensive posture in case we lose it. That's what it looks like. I had 1 ounce of hope that these scrubs will win the Carabao and then win the league at least. Now it looks like City will be the one winning the domestic treble. I might have to rebrand the channel. if City win the treble in their worst year. Because this is Pep's worst year, right? Well, I guess you can't say it's his worst year because he won the Carabao this year. Did they win the Carabao in 2017 when he just took over? I don't remember. Because I know they beat us in the Carabao Cup final the following year in 2018. I don't remember if they won it the previous year. But league-wise and point total, this will be City's worst year. And if it results in a Premier League trophy, when we went into the season with the best squad and the biggest squad in Europe, shit, man. All right, appreciate that, Hendo. We'll check that out. Definitely check that out on my own time. Big up to Josh. Quadruple talk when we've yet to pick up one trophy in 6 years sums it up. This fan base loves talk prematurely, but that's what I'm saying, Josh. They know if they wait until the end of the season that no one will hear their fuckery, so they have to shout it while it's still technically possible, even though it's unlikely as they come. Because that was the defense of it. We're saying, yo, look, you can't go from nothing to all of it. We've never seen it happen. But it was like, no, this team, this manager, it's a different Arsenal. They look the fucking same to me. Maybe MLS fought against the loan, but in my opinion, God sent Bertha sent Ethan out on loan to spare him from this. Now, here's the thing with the Ethan thing. Even it might be a godsend that he went because he went to play for De Zerbi, who is now at Tottenham, right? Who the hell is coaching Marseille now? We don't know if he's a De Zerbi-esque coach. He was going to deserve it. That was part of the deal. Now he's not there, so we're not even sure he is going to develop the way we expected him to. And in the event that he developed the way that he's supposed to, he is still coming back to Arteta. So unless we're just propping him up to raise his value to sell him, what's the point? Because he is coming back to get it. He's going to coach the shit out of Max. And he's not going to let Ethan do Ethan things. The very first goal Ethan scored when he went to Marseille, when he picked that ball up from the halfway line, ran 30 yards and took a shot from outside the box. He is not allowed to do that in this team. If he does that and it goes in, you'll see Mikel celebrate on the sideline. But in his head, the whole time the dribble is active, he's like, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball, till it's in the net. 30 likes, people. Big you up, man. Thank you for that. Tyson, the quad, 4 times a bridesmaid, starring Nicola Tena. Yeah, man. Big up to Rash. Make sure that you are tuned in over to Rash at 6:30, 5:30 tonight for the preview show. Broski is doing mad numbers right now. Love my G. Arteta with his Everton loser mentality. Moyes is his mentor, man. That's his guy. Max starts his GCSEs next month, so he won't play. Our best player. Hey, why can't you play, man? I got my GCSEs. You know, your GCSEs is our version of the CXCs back in Jamaica. You know, very difficult exam. I really don't want Gyökeres to lose to his old club. Yeah, and I'm sure Gyökeres won't want to lose to his old club. I wonder if he scores, he will celebrate. I don't think we'll see the mask today. If Gyökeres scored today, you will see Gabriel. You'll see the whole team do the mask in honor of Gyök. I don't think he will do it against his home team. Man, all this will happen on Arteta's watch. Talked about the LeBron effect. Talking about you'll go when everyone is winning championships on your watch, bro. We are finished out here. If we mess up this league, we are done as a club. I don't know how we will recover from this. You know how when we lose a game, right? And all the top gooners, they will go into their little group chats, into the little huddles, and hey, how are we going to spin this? They disappear in the group chats whenever after the loss. But then they'll go huddle up, and 2 days later, they'll post a paragraph in group chats about how this needs to do better. I'm like, who the hell are you talking to? Like, they know that shit just goes on red on my phone. Boop, click. I don't want to hear that shit. Why are you telling me what I told you? But us on this side of the fence, we might have to do a damn emergency meeting and figure out what we are going to do as a community if we fuck this, because we are done as a club for real. How do we recover from this? To recover from this, you might have to break some PSR rules and just go do straight Galactico. Go pay that club to get their coach out their contract. No more youth, none of that shit. Now you buy ready-made players and you roll the dice. You might have to cheat your way out of a slump. You might have to do a sit-at. Mikel, give us that at least before you go. A squeaky PL. Yeah. I'm at the parade, even if it's squeaky. You know, you see that $1,200 fucking, yeah. I'm going to be monitoring Expedia just when we play Bournemouth and win. Because I do believe, even though I'm feeling some type of way, I do believe if we beat Bournemouth and say City lose to Chelsea, then I think the conversation changes. Even if they don't lose, if they drop points at Stamford Bridge and we win against Bournemouth, then breathe easy. And I might book a flight with some insurance for the parade. But like I've said before for time, people, I won't announce it, but there will be signs when I start to believe. You will hear the horn sounding, the bells ringing, and the full orchestra and the choir singing. Because you know, I got the soundboard ready. I had a mix ready to play after the Cowboy game. Yes, people, I sat right here on my soundboard. You know what I'm saying? And I made a mix. I had it ready to play. After the Cowboy, I had to throw that shit in the bin because it was specific to the Cowboy and beating City. I had to throw that in the bin. You know, no talk of contracts extension. All those talks, needs to be shelved. The one thing everyone seems to forget: Arsenal sold the City Foundation. City are built from one players to backroom staff. Yep. Where we at? Sack the manager, owners, clean out the squad, complete top down overall. That's what it's going. That's where we will be. Big and serious. That's the shithole we will find ourselves in. This guy is who we would need. Enrique, we would just have to go full nuclear. You know what I'm saying? I'm there, bro. I am there. I can't miss this. I deserve this, bro. I couldn't go to the parade in 04, bro. I had to get on a C-17 cargo aircraft in some desert camouflage uniforms and go over there in May of 04. I cannot miss this. This is on my bucket list. There. Our net spend is 200 million plus. In the negative, we'd have to sell the best of Hale End. Sell our TV rights, do a Barcelona, do a Chelsea, whatever we need to do. But that's what the fuck we will need to do to rebuild if we fuck all of this off. This is dangerous times, you know. You know how they say it's always darkest before the dawn? Well, shit, the pride comes before the fall. I would only keep Raya, Saliba, Gabriel, Rice, Timber, Eze, and Capia, Gyökeres, Dalman, MLS, Mascara. The rest can go. Let me see who you. Yeah. Like I'm giving Zubimendi one more year. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not willing to throw him out already. With I knew there was going to be an adjustment period. He's coming from a different league and he's playing too many goddamn minutes. So I knew this was going to happen. The same way I was like, hey, you know what, Calafiori last year, he's young. Center backs don't peak until in their mid-20s. He's 21 or 22. Give him another year, and this year it hasn't gone well. You know what I mean? But for Zubimendi, let's remember, even when Thomas Partey in his first year, he wasn't great. And he was a better footballer than Zubimendi. So Zubimendi was going to take some time to adjust. Big up to Ryan, the Arsenal fan. Big you up, man. That algorithm found you this morning, my G. Yeah, advanced talks. Come on. This right here hurts me to read. It lets us know where their thought process is. That you reward success with contract extensions. You know what I'm saying? You know how highly I had to perform to be able to do 24 years in the motherfucking Army on the officer side? Because in the Army, if you get passed over promotion twice as an officer, you get sent home. How do you get passed over? If your performances are poor, when the promotion list comes out, your name is not on it, you got 365 days to make the next promotion list. You don't make the next promotion list by raising your performance, then you have 179 days. They don't even give you a full 6 months. 179 days, and you're fuck up out of there. You have to perform to get rewarded with more time. He's not performing at the level to get rewarded with more time. I'm sorry. We have to sell the scrubs in order to buy new players. We can't have quality players to the top of the scrubs. I hear it, Darren. But here's the thing. How much did Ryan Cherki cost Man City? It didn't cost them 130 fucking million like Liverpool paid for Verts. So you see, there are players in the world that are world-class players or world-class talent, really good players, right? Cherki is a really good player. I'm sure they paid 40 or 50 million for him. So players are out there. We just need these people who are making big money to do their damn job, scout properly, and sign good players. Dops. Oh, you mean. Big up to Chike. GK say, no, Pep won nothing his first year at City. Yeah, so I was going to say this year would have been his worst year technically, and he's on for a domestic treble. But that would have been the worst year because it was winless. But point total in the league, this may be the lowest points that City accumulate and still win the league. Brother. Mad. And seeing that all these scrubs are unsellable, we're pretty much stuck. And there's another 4-letter word that rhymes with stuck, which I think we are. this board might even sack him if he wins. With all the money spent, Mikel is playing his career. Yeah, so it depends on how we get over the line. Like if, like Dallas saying, if it's goal difference, if we need an Aguero moment to win the league from where we positioned, something clearly had went wrong, and it's not the injuries. Even though we can tie the injuries directly back to him, something had clearly went wrong, and the man them have to react to that. Now, do these fuckers want to be cheapskates and be like, they will use the Premier League trophy if we win it as jubilation and the gas to carry us through next season, knowing damn well we can't repeat it, and then just let him walk at the end of his deal? Or will they take the hit, mutually part ways, right? 15.6, hey, we pay you a payout of 8 and you leave and we go get a different manager. But 7 million is a lot of money to walk away from if you're Mikel, knowing damn well you're not going to get another contract. So, you know, he might throw a stink and he might have to see out his contract next year. And next year we'll be looking at cups, because I don't think we can retain the league playing this way. You know what I mean? Big up to Binks. Big up to the first lady of these streets. You know we got to big her up.
Big up. All of the woman them big up.
All of the woman them. Big up. Big up to Prom. My guy. Hope you're good, man. Make sure we see you over by Rashid's channel later. 6:30. We're over there. Darren, I wouldn't put money on that handle. Arsenal admins value income over performance for that they're exiting from. Yeah, as long as the outcome is income, they will do whatever. So you remember yesterday when I was talking about people who do YouTube full time? The outcome is income, so they will say whatever. Fuck the truth. I'm just gonna give you something that's gonna drive the algorithm for clicks. There. Yeah. So for these men, it's no different as well. As long as the outcome is income, they will tell us whatever the hell they think the masses want to hear. And what do they think the masses want to hear? They go check AFTV, because that's the post and the flagship of the fan base. The social media director does not go to Lee Gunner's channel. They don't come over here. They don't go to Northside. They don't go to Shane. They go to AFTV, 1.8 million subs. And when they see Brother talking and saying Mikel is the greatest manager of all time and all this shit, right? Now, we done seen the Positive Dan has a chair on the couch now. He has actively, we mapped out his career path for him without even knowing him. We know exactly what he was doing from the sound bites. And Jez was putting belt to ass yesterday on that Guna Therapy. Big up that Jezza, yeah? Big up Jezza and big up to Dan. He assembled a damn army of panelists to dish out a humble piece of accountability to that damn Positive Dan yesterday. You know what I mean? Even exposing them. Be like, brother, when the cameras are off, you're not saying all this shit that you're saying now. So why are you putting on a front for the people? Don't even think Turkey was 30 mems. So, you know what I'm saying? So we don't need to go nuclear and spend. Just scout. Turkey, 30 million. Madueke, 50. What are we doing? Is that the English tax? Were we in jeopardy of making the English quota? Because we have Benjamin White English. Yeah. We have Marley. Well, the young players don't count. We have Benjamin White. We have Saka, Declan. Nani. Nani might have been. But he's not worth 20 million more than Turkey. Know that? Oh, Lord. I fear we lose. I'm going 2-2 tonight, Banks. I don't think we win. Turkey would give Arteta a heart attack. You have no clue what to do with him. But you see the tech on Turkey Blacks. Max has that tech. And this is what I was alluding to earlier. Wait till Arteta get his hooks in. Wait till he gets his hooks in Max. We're never going to see none of this flair shit. You remember the flair that was in Leroy Sané? The flair and the tech. You see what Pep got rid of him? Pep got rid of Ronaldinho. Pep coached the flair and the joy out of Phil Foden and Jack Grealish. Grealish had to go leave to restart his career, and Foden looked like a shell of himself. Coming on in the 90th minute in a final, just because. If he learned anything from Pep, was, hey, these flair players, coach it out of them and get rid of them. The community linking up, Dappins. I love it, man. Yeah, man. Big up, big up the Wi-Fi. Yeah, you know what you were doing there. That's what they do to me on the catch-up, you know. Talking about the B and the K is close on the keyboard. That's what they do that shit on purpose. You know, so I just stopped putting BBK and I put my name in the damn caption, and they still fuck with me. But it's cool, man. It's all fun. He needs to go even if he wins the league. His ego won't let him though. Luis Enrique is available. Luis Enrique. It's time for Arsenal to throw their ass around as a Premier League winning club. You know what I mean? And because if we call these men, they'll answer. If Berta call one of these big managers, they answer, bruv. Yeah, right. It happens. It happens. Yeah, man. Hope everyone had a good Easter and all that. I'll take any manager instead of this lying psycho. Yeah. Yeah, but this is what they say. They say typo. Yes, but the thing is, when I look at the keyboard and I see it, I'm like, yeah, it's plausible. There's plausible deniability there for that man to fuck with me. But it's been ever since I came on the YouTube Spaces, it was mad with the BBL. Yeah, I saw Jed on that channel last night. He was turning red, man. It's like, brother, just call a spade a spade. You know, Arteta, he is not gonna let you fuck him. You know, it's okay, bro. You're not the guy who holds his cock when he pisses. Okay. He's a paid employee of the football club. You know, Hendo, the assembled, myself, the rest of the old geezers in the chat, we've been supporting this club long before Arteta became a paid employee of it. You know, so when he's long gone, we'll still be supporting our club. He won't. Arsenal only interested in income, then why not sack Arteta and get another manager in? As long as fans still attend matches, who cares who's the manager? He's on a short rope, man. He's on a short rope, Hendo, and at the end of it, we're still winning the quad, guys. I only watched 10 minutes. That's all I can take. It is a tough watch. 27 million pounds, you know. And Erling Haaland was what, 60? How much will he go for now? You know, sign good players before they become, right? You have to go sign the Declan Rice before he becomes Declan. Can't be plugging holes with $100 million players and not win. At least he knows how to win trophies. He's not just as likable and needs to be stopped from buying his old players, in my opinion. I hear it. Yeah. But he keeps going on there. But I can appreciate what Jez is doing still. Like, Jez is essentially highlighting why he is still here, what we're up against, the defense of him to no avail, to the moon and back. So he's doing good work. He has the patience for it. I don't. The only way he can make up for the season for me is winning both the Premier and the UCL. Yeah. But you notice though, Ryan, you notice that when the shift happened from quad to treble, there is no switch from treble to double. No one. I haven't heard. Like I said, I don't consume a whole lot of toxic positivity content. But are they saying the double over there? Are they saying it on Shigal Star Football or when Positive Dan is? Are they saying the double? Because that's the next step. They're not saying it because they don't believe it. They don't believe it. We don't believe you. You know what I mean? Well, I said I watched 1 minute and Positive Dan was just backtracking on his comment on the AFT watch along. Is that the part when he started to blame it on the emotions? Well, I was emotional. Well, you're not emotional now, are you? We're having a rational conversation and you're still doubling down on your fuckery. So it wasn't an emotional reaction. Every fan has an emotional reaction to goals, to games. You know, it's just like what we say, when people get drunk, they tell the truth. It's when you're sober and when you're calm is when you lie. When that raw emotion comes out of you, that's who you really are sometimes. You know what I mean? But Pep got rid of at least 8 in our generation, and the only one, Yaya. Yaya, man. Prime Yaya was unplayable, you know. How dare Dan call Jez an alcoholic last night? Saying, did he? Did he say so? Well, so you know what? I didn't catch that part, and I'm sure that's fucking I know that part probably sent Jez over the rail still. Yeah, bring him to the carpet, man. Standards is the same. And you give him a 3-year deal. Then we can, have the chest and throw it around because if PSG say Enrique comes to Arsenal, right? And he builds the squad. He wins the Premier League and he builds the squad in his image after 6 years. It won't be here 6 years because he doesn't do that, right? But let's just say after 2. He doesn't follow the Arteta model. He comes here, builds the team in his image, and we're in the same position that we were in now, earlier in the season, when the quad talk was real, when the trouble talk was real. People would respect it. The only reason why people didn't respect the trouble talk or the quad talk is because of Arteta, If it was Pep in charge of this squad with 2, 3, 4 opportunities to go clear and kill off the league, would have done it. The Arteta tax that a lot of people pretend like they don't know what the fuck it is. The Arteta tax is real. Bing says, I hear it. If we make it through Barca, PSG, or Bayern, it'll be a lesson in football with only one response being thrown in. Yeah, man. Jez needs another international break. I'm afraid he's being angry. When I was on there, Jez was having a go at him, and it wasn't like being malicious or anything, but Jez was basically saying, like, bro, stop waffling and just call the shit out as you see it. That's how you get respect. You don't get respect by just jacking off, and just talking off everything the club says. Jez even called him out, be like, yo, because we talked about this. We said Broski, based on the content that he was putting out, is auditioning for a job at AFTV. Now we see him on the AFTV couch. So what are we meant to think? We knew what you were doing. Now you've done it. So now we know that your takes were bullshit. Your stream partner in crime tells us. And it's not uncommon for these people backstage say some shit and then the lights go green or the light go red for live and then they say other stuff. But I can't even say that he's being exposed as a fraud because we knew it wasn't real. No one is that ridiculous, right? No one who respects winning, respects football, respects Arsenal, respects the history of us, backs Arteta this way. What has he added to our history? Wenger walks in the room and he can list a bunch of things that he has added to the history of Arsenal Football Club. Arteta walks in the same room to talk about what he added to the history of Arsenal Football Club, and you would think he's on mute. His lips are moving, but you don't hear anything. Because he hasn't added anything to the history of our football club other than debt, like deficit, money, DEBT. That's what he's added to it. He hasn't added anything to the history of our football club. He is a net negative. Given an opportunity, or he earned an opportunity on March 22nd to add something to our history, and he fucked it up. From this position that we're in, he better not fuck this up. But I think he will. See? Now if they sell him, it's 200-300 million. Oh God, they love him so much. Why? What's the why? I'm hearing that someone says D from Femzone say that he wants Arsenal to win with Arteta just so he can give middle finger to the rest of us. I'm like, why? Why would you care? Luis Diaz has 33 goals in all comps. He showed some tricky feet. He showed some very tricky feet in that game against Bodo Glimt. He was on smoke. Emotional pretender, man. I just gone with that brother. Exactly that bit. I was emotional. That's the last thing I heard. But I'm not gonna pretend like I'm not an emotional wreck when Arsenal play. This is why I don't do watch-alongs. I would love nothing more than to sit here with y'all. The TV is right there on in the background. I just have to look up. It's there. I got a TV mounted on the wall. I would love to sit here and watch football and do watch-alongs with y'all, but you will not like what you see. You will not like what you hear, especially if you got kids around. So I'm an emotional wreck when my team plays. But I don't say dumb shit like that. and then come and double down on the dumb shit. You know, I'm not gonna get angry and call my wife out her name and do all kind of stupid shit. You have to compose yourself. You know, bad boy player, man. He was unplayable, drop. Positive Dan loves Arteta, but he might. He might. Imagine he keeps saying we are 9 points scared, blah blah blah, bullcrap. But and it's the next story, it's next book page in the book. It's a chapter we're in because it's when they what is the 7th. So in 12 days that doesn't run, right? Because they toured with us at Wembley. See Southampton beat us, and we're going to their ground in 2 Sundays. So that won't run. And if the FA can squeeze in the Palace game, then 9 turns into 3. Then it becomes a problem. Just a popped up bloodbath yesterday. Like, and positive, be careful what you're doing, bro. You know, be out here upsetting the Jezza. I'll look for you, bro. Full-time job. That's what he's. So it's all about the clicks, right? What he has done has worked and it's gotten him to the AFTV couch next to, Broski. It's the exact same couch, and you have when you're going for the couch that someone sits on that says shit like this.
There is not currently a better manager in world football than Mikel Arteta.
If you're positive, then that's what you're competing against. So you have to out positive that. Yeah, you have to outdo that fucker right there. So you can imagine that he has a 3x5 card and he has to write down hyperbolic takes that can outdo what homie just said. That's why the veins be popping out of his neck when he said Mikel Arteta's name. Says it with so much passion. Mikel Arteta. Oh, he's doing one of them. Hey, I can't. I wonder if I get a vote. If I get a vote, I'm here for that. Because they have a Arteta out starting 11. That side. They actually have a Arteta out starting 11. Yeah? And the coach is Lee Gunner. And the striker is Matt. Left wing is Shane. Right wing is Northside. DJB, Jez, starting lineup. I don't even make the bench, but there's a starting lineup. Rashid is an Arteta out starting lineup. They made that and clipped it up and sent it to us. They know what they're doing. It's a game to them. Most fans who being mocked positive, their whole personality are doing it to get a gig or somewhere. Facts, Josh. Facts, 100%. Happy nominated. We're gonna send your name over. We are going to send your name over, my G. I miss Aaron calling shows. Yeah, man. Aaron will be back into the spaces, man. Broski is good. I chit chat with Aaron all the time, man. Bro is good. Matter of fact, I'm gonna text him today, make sure that he is, fully locked in for today's game. Is the best performing manager in England. Yeah, he said that. I heard that part, and he tied that into the 9 points clear thing. This is part. We're 9 points clear. Then it's going to be we're still 6 points clear. We're 3 points clear. And then when it's goal difference or when it's 1 point or we're still top. And then what the next chapter is or the next page? We win it next year. We'll win it next year, guys. That's what it will be. You know what I mean? Them Haaland numbers ain't true. Yeah, no. It was a release clause. Now, the money that he is on big money, but the actual fee, however they laid it out on the books, but it was a release clause. It wasn't signed. It wasn't bought outright because it would have been Dortmund sell well. Dortmund sold Sancho for 70-something. You know what I mean? So, but I hear you. I got you, man. He added the FA Cup. He's a legend. Walk out strong. And sit down at the pub and they'll actually think this is legit. North London forever is a part of our history. Stop it, man. It was cool, man. It was cool. But imagine we had a good performing squad, good performing this, good performing that. I'll be calm to watch along to that. I know it's not meltdown every day. You know what I mean? The problem Mr. Dan has is Jez is speaking from a place of facts while he's defending from a position with personal attack and just, yeah, it's just an emotional wreck, man. I hear it. I hear it 100%. But people, I'm coming up on 2 hours. Arsenal play today, my time, tonight, our time. So got to get little niggles and naggles and get some things sorted out for later, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I always say to you lovely people when I have to love you and leave you? Take care of yourself and each other. Until next time, y'all, we are gone.